Hey guys, Sean T. Phillips here, doing a review of the new Total Recall film. I tried to do one of these in the car, and then it was so dark in there, the parking lot was at a different theater, and normally there's a light overhanging, in the parking lot that kind of works so I can do it in the car, but it wasn't going so well. I wasn't even that excited to talk about the remake. I went to see it, and I don't remember the original that much. I mean, I saw the original one, I think the first time I saw it, I think it was when the DVD came out, when it was in the case, like Mars, and I used to think that was a real cool case. And I remember seeing it on Amazon a couple of years back, and it was only $1 or something. So I used to always think it was going to be a real valuable thing. I'm sure a lot of you remember though. It was in this weird kind of case. It was a circular thing of Mars, and then had this styrofoam stuff under it. It was the same time when they put out the Basic Instinct case with the pick in it. But, on to the movie. The original one I really liked a lot, though. As I said, I haven't seen it in a really long time, but I really did like it. I had the, I just got the new Blu-ray. I think I had the old one, too, and I might have watched it then. I just can't remember, though. But if you remember the original one, it was Arnold Schwarzenegger's character who wants to go on, a virtual vacation. And I think he gets told about it by the one guy from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, who was the guy who was one of the cops in that Bill and Ted possess. I don't know if I can't. Like I said, it's been so long since I watched it. But basically, in this one, instead of being a virtual vacation, it's Colin Farrell's character who works at this factory making the robot cops, and he's sort of sick of his life. He's sick of everything going on. He kind of feels like things aren't really going anywhere. And he hears about this thing called Rekall, where they can implant a memory in you where you can basically do anything. Like, if you had a certain type of a fantasy, you had something that you wanted to do you couldn't afford to do, and things like that. So when he goes in there to do it, he gets it, and they have to put him through this screening process first, and they put the thing into him to implant the memory, and they're looking through, and they're going, oh, well, first, before we can, implant the memory, you have to make sure that you aren't really, you don't have a secret that you're hiding or something like that, where, you would like this memory to get some kind of an answer or something like that. So basically when they're doing that, they end up discovering that he's a secret agent, and then there's all, which was what the fantasy that he wanted to have. So then everybody's after him, so a group of all these cops are there, and somehow he has, through some of the memory, got implanted before they pulled him out of the system. And he's basically has really good skills with, killing all the cops and all this stuff that he didn't know he could do before. And he ends up going back to his wife. This is all early on. This is all from the trailer. And his wife's doing my job and all that stuff. And I will say his wife, I like that actress, but she was kind of annoying me in this movie because she was making these faces, she kept walking with this face the whole time, this trying to be badass face, and it was you could tell when she must have been when she was doing it there, she didn't really enjoy it. You could tell it was kind of this put on face, and that was the only thing that I thought was kind of funny. This face she kept making, she always kept being there, and I can't remember if I think it was Sharon Stone's character that was doing that to Arnold Schwarzenegger in the original, but that face and stuff, I did think it was cool that they brought back some original things, Arnold Schwarzenegger had that mask that he wore that, I think blew up or something, and this one he had this thing he wore, Colin Farrell wore to, make him have a different face. The thing that was really the main difference with this, though, was that they set, it on Earth, and the original was set on Mars, and I liked that aspect of it. I liked that he had to go to this other planet. I liked that if you were outside, your head would explode. The whole setting to the original was so much cooler. The whole movie, the whole vibe of it, the original had a little bit of a cheese factor to it. It was a little bit over the top and things like that, but it was a really fun movie. And I remember when I watched it, and I watched it a couple times, and I really liked it. This one, it as a film, they really did an amazing job on the sets. They really did a good job, all the production work, just putting it all together. But I didn't really give a shit. It was kind of I don't care. This isn't very intriguing. It wasn't that fun. It was just kind of all right. why did I go to this? It was kind of like that, you know. And this I sometimes remakes, I really do feel like they've done a pretty, you know, they've done an okay job. You know, Last House on the Left remake, The Hills Have Eyes remake, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Some of them, you know, do an okay job. This, on the other hand, was like I said, there's nothing wrong with it, but it was PG-13. You know, they couldn't get away with much of anything. There was no blood when anyone was shot, which gets kind of tiresome, that having to keep things PG-13, because I don't even think nowadays they should even worry about that, because like they've proven, from as far as I've seen, when a movie's R-rated, it's going to do pretty well anyway. I think that the days of having to make these PG-13 things are, I think, should be coming to a close, especially things that really should be rated R. Like, I'm happy to see, you know, I didn't see the first Expendables, but I'm happy to see that the sequel is rated R, which there was all this talk that it was going to be PG-13, people going on, and I think that was a downfall of this too. It just wasn't, you know, there's a lot of stuff in a movie like this that they couldn't do because of the rating. They did bring back the woman with the 3 boobs, you know, which was like the thing that everyone remembers from the original Total Recall. But all in all, though, I just didn't think this was anything that I was like, oh, this is great, or I didn't really care that much. And I know people say I don't usually like everything. I really didn't care for this one very much. Like I said, there really wasn't anything wrong with it. It was just, I just didn't, you know, Colin Farrell really is no Arnold Schwarzenegger. And, you know, he did, I liked him better in the Fright Night remake. And I thought he was alright in that. I thought the Fright Night remake was alright. This, though, you know, I didn't look at the reviews of this. I don't know what people said. I've seen a few people when I posted on Facebook about seeing this. A lot of the comments were saying that it wasn't good. That's really all I saw going into this. And that's really all I have to say is, you know, out of 10 stars, would probably say like 5. Like I said, it wasn't bad. It just really didn't need to exist. And I know that's kind of the truth with all remakes, but some remakes are a little bit better than others. This one, you know, like I said, made some changes, set it on Earth, you know, changed the idea of the vacation to more of a different personality, but it just doesn't need to exist. And I did like, though, that the director used a lot of practical effects, that, you know, a lot of the things were actually made, like the ships, I mean the cars and things like that, when normally some directors would go in and do it all in CGI. So I thought I did like that. And like I said, he didn't do a bad job putting together the movie. He did a really good job with the actual movie. It just wasn't that fun to me. I just didn't think it was anything. I just didn't end up caring about it. The sequences that I did think were really pretty good, though, was the stuff in the elevator shafts when they were like jumping down the elevators. I thought that whole sequence was one of the best things in the movie. And Bryan Cranston, you know, from Breaking Bad and from Malcolm in the Middle, he did a great job as always. Everybody did a good job. I just didn't think it was that great of a movie. But anyway, though, thanks a lot for watching and for subscribing, and I'll see you guys later. And I'm looking forward to the Candidate movie with Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis. That one looks good, and it's rated R, which is pretty exciting, you know, since they didn't cut that down. But anyway, though, thanks a lot for watching and for subscribing, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.